I am Leroy Truth. Welcome everyone, one and all. I'm Leroy Truth for Leroy Truth Investigations, and we have a dynamic and important show for you today. And I want to invite up right off the bat, Full Court Press. And welcome, Full Court Press, my very good friend, my colleague, and always got my back in Union City and elsewhere. And say hello to everyone, Full Court Press.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's out there safe and healthy and living their best life.
Absolutely. Amen. And Full Court has his baby with him. He's all alone. So in case you hear sounds, it is not the police or the mayor or someone.
Jack crying in the background.
Right, in the background, it is his baby. And so first I want to welcome everyone. John Bender, welcome. And you're awesome. And Claudette, Rob L. Wetterman, got to adjust my camera here. Mike Roberts from Iowa. God bless you all. Thanks for spending some time with me and Full Court Press. And I also want to thank Scalzo of Scalzo Photo for doing the production here, being my producer, as well as an extraordinary, my video editor. He's amazing. And a good friend, Joey Simpson, Andre, Tomas, Kapsaras, and thanks so much for joining us. So please smash that like button. It gets this out to more people. Now, what we're doing here today, a couple of things. And Full Court Press and I, we spent Monday and Tuesday in Union City, New Jersey. And one of the things that we and others have been attempting to do is to protect 3 women who were sexually assaulted who work in Union City, New Jersey. They work for the mayor, the infamous, allegedly the most corrupt mayor in America, Mayor Brian Stack. And the mayor and the city commissioners have all been ignoring the information that we have been giving them. And the women all went to the police, all 3 women who have come forward. There are many more, by the way, who have not. There's at least 5 more women and 1 man who have not come forward publicly because they are afraid of retaliation. Now, the 3 women bravely came forward and they were retaliated against immediately. Who were they retaliated against by? Allegedly by their supervisor, Alicia Moore-Home. Allegedly on the direction of Mayor Brian Stack, because from sources they have said that Brian Stack, mayor, wants them to quit so there won't be a lawsuit, they'll go away. And they're not going to do that. So, Full Court, you and I have been working on this for over 3 months now to protect these women. And number one, the alleged sexual assaulter is still working in the city. They are still forced to work with him. And no one will do anything. The city commissioners, I've spoken at almost every city commissioner meeting, asking them to make sure there is an actual investigation, not a cover-up by Esther Suarez, which allegedly there is, and to immediately stop the retaliation, daily retaliation, that their direct supervisor, one of the most incompetent people on the planet, I found through my personal experience, Alicia Moore-Home, is doing to them. What is she doing, Full Court? She is pressuring them to drop the charges against Raul Janal, who allegedly they were lovers at some point. A number of sources have said that. And Raul Janal is the man who allegedly has sexually assaulted and harassed these 3 women. She is giving them terrible assignments. Allegedly, she's taken away their overtime. And she's also, according to them, turned so many of the fellow workers against them by calling them enemies of the department, enemies of the city. And bizarrely, Full Court Press, the women, of course, went to the police. The police did a wonderful job. They did everything right. And Detective George Haber is the officer the detective who took the initial intake of the first victim. And the first victim wanted me to be with her throughout this to support her. So I heard everything that happened. And Detective George Haber did a wonderful job. He was sensitive, he was caring, and he made the first victim feel very comfortable in an extremely uncomfortable situation. And then another detective took over at that point. Everything was good. However, where things ran into trouble is when the charges or complaints were given to Esther Suarez, the Attorney General, the Hudson County Prosecutor of New Jersey. That's where everything went south. It's been over 3 months since those women did their complaint, and they have heard almost nothing. And there are policies and laws in place to protect victims of sexual assault, yet they have heard nothing or almost nothing back. There's no arrest been made on Raul Janelle. The Hudson County Prosecutor's Office and Esther Suarez is not communicating with the 3 victims. It's been over 3 months, full court. And what would you say? Why do you think nothing has happened? And it looks like they're trying to sweep these charges away, which myself and you will not let them happen. So what's going on?
I mean, it stops at the prosecutor's office. It just stops, and that's where the trail gets cold, so to speak. And nothing. They're not willing to pursue any charges against anyone. Why do I think that? I have my theories. I think we both know why.
Say your theories. What are your theories?
I mean, Brian Stack controls is heavily involved with all 3 branches of government, and he has a close relationship with Esther Suarez, and she's not going to allow anything that makes him or his administration look bad.
All right. Yes, and to go into more detail, everybody, is Mayor Stack is not just the mayor; he's also supposedly one of the most powerful New Jersey state senators, which is now illegal, by the way, to have 2 elected roles. But he made sure he grandfathered his little shiny butt in there. And so he's been mayor for over 23 years, state senator for a long time, and he's the head of the Judiciary Committee. So he's got the legislative branch covered in being a state senator. He's got the executive branch covered in being a mayor. And he's got the judiciary branch covered in being the head of the Judiciary Committee, who picks the prosecutors, the judges, the attorney general. He picked Esther Suarez. Plus a little bit of history, ladies and gentlemen. Esther Suarez used to work for him at, I believe, the Civic Association, his so-called nonprofit. Oh, by the way, many sources have said that they are ex-lovers, that supposedly Esther Suarez was a mistress of him, allegedly. And I've heard from someone who knows the driver who used to pick up Stack at her house in the morning after they did their dirty, whatever they did there. I just can imagine that, like Ryan Stack doing that.
Oh.
You can't see that. So what I want to share today, ladies and gentlemen, is people have been saying, oh, Hudson County Prosecutor, she's fair. She just doesn't believe these women for some reason who are city workers. But guess what? I've got a smoking GU ... N for YouTube censorship purposes here. And I'm going to show you an article that just came out today that Esther Suarez loves to believe other women if they haven't been sexually assaulted in Union City, New Jersey, under Mayor Stack's watch and under his leadership. So I'm going to share this with you now. And Scalzo Photo, again, he's my producer. Make sure to subscribe to Scalzo Photo on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to Full Court Press NB, North Bergen. And I'm going to share my screen here, Scalzo and Full Court. Make sure you can see it. And let's see. And where did it go here? All right, here we go. And make sure you can see this. This article just came in today. And what's this say here? Prosecutor's Office investigating Jersey City sexual assault. Now, can you see that? Is it clear on my screen? Okay, excellent.
Yep.
And this just came out today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, understand the 3 women who came forward to me, went to the police. It's been over 3 months. The mayor ignores them. He won't acknowledge they were sexually assaulted. They all emailed him, personally emailed him, pleading and begging for him, which they shouldn't have to do, to get Alicia Morahone, the supervisor, to stop harassing and retaliating against them and making their lives a living hell. They've been asking him to suspend the worker. They have to look in his beady, allegedly criminal sexual assaulter eyes every day. And Mayor Stack ignores everyone. He won't email them back. He won't call them back. They went to see Mayor Stack personally, all three women, at City Hall to see him in his office. Guess what he did? Not only would he not meet with them, he called the police on them. 3 victims of sexual assault who work for him. Yet he says, oh, you call me, I guarantee. He has this in words, in writing. I will call you back within 24 hours. Liar, liar, low level, lepton, nothingness, black hole of no integrity. That's who you are. And every time I've gone to the meetings, when I share the information about these 3 women and that they're asking for help to end retaliation and for an investigation to actually really happen and to suspend Raul Janal, he ignores all information and talks with his fellow pieces of garbage city commissioners. They're just as bad as him. And they're even worse because they seem like they're lobotomized. I guess to be on his column, to be in his commissioners group there, they must have had to go to get a lobotomy. And I'll bet he paid for those lobotomies because they never, ever discuss a single item that they vote on. Did you know that? They don't discuss a single thing. Now,
the only thing.
Oh, go ahead, David.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, Brian. Yes.
Yeah, that's what they do. Absolutely, exactly. That's it. Yes. Who wants to vote? Yes. And when one person, when everyone is agreeing in the same room, it means one person is doing the thinking. That's Mayor Brian Stack. So let's look at this article today. Came in, and I've been working, hard. Full course been working hard. Scalzo Photo's been working hard. Victorina has been working hard to help these women, to get protection of these women. But look what happens. This past Sunday, prosecutor's office investigating Jersey City sexual assault. And by the way, I went personally to see and to meet with Esther Suarez almost 3 months ago. What did she do? She hid in her office, I understand from some sources, in the fetal position under her desk. Now, maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. And she sent some other people to come out and talk with me. So the article here, this is in the Jersey Journal, written by Ron Zeitlinger, who will not publish anything about the Union City sexual assaults. He writes, a 22-year-old woman who got into a stranger's vehicle early Sunday morning was sexually assaulted, Hudson County Prosecutor Esther Suarez said. Now, I want everyone to understand what you see in that first paragraph. There's a word missing there. What word is missing in that first paragraph, David?
That would be allegedly.
Whoa, I'm going to read that again. A 22-year-old woman who got into a stranger's vehicle early Sunday morning was sexually assaulted, declares Hudson County Prosecutor Esther Suarez. She's not even saying it was alleged. She believes this 22-year-old woman in Jersey City, but she doesn't believe 3 women who work for Union City, who work for Mayor Stack, who allege they were sexually assaulted, harassed, and retaliated against. This happened Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. This article is Thursday. It was published 4 days after the sexual assault that Esther Suarez says happened. Let's continue. The prosecutor's office special victims unit with assistance from the Jersey City Police Department is investigating the incident already. Now, the victim got into the vehicle in the Journal Square neighborhood, and the man drove her to the area of Division and 8th Streets at approximately 7 a.m., where she reported being sexually assaulted in the vehicle, Suarez said. And Suarez believes her, and she should believe her.
Absolutely.
But they don't. She doesn't believe these 3 women.
That's the problem.
Right. And why? Because the women work for Mayor Stack, and there's a major conflict of interest here.
Yeah,
Stack
I don't know.
Just a minute. Stack appointed her to be prosecutor. She used to work for him, and allegedly they used to have sexual relations together. Go ahead, full court.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that she doesn't believe them. She may very well indeed believe them, but she's not going to prosecute them because of her relationship. She may very well believe them as much as she believes this woman, but the difference is this woman is not the accused is not connected to the government.
Right, and that's even worse. Here's the thing, full court press. If she actually believes the three women, that's even worse. I mean, she is completely derelict in her duty, no matter what, whichever way it goes. But if she believes the women and is not doing anything and covering this up, which she obviously is, that's a problem. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know the story, Raul Janelle, the alleged sexual assaulter, was accused 2 years earlier with sexually assaulting two women in City Hall, one in an elevator. The woman pressed charges against him. 2 years ago, guess what happened to Raul? He fled to the Dominican Republic, stayed there for 6 months, came back to Union City. Allegedly, Mayor Stack got this alleged sexual assaulter predator, a lawyer. The charges disappear. He's just like the Pope in the Catholic Church. Transfer priests around, charges disappeared. Woman doesn't work in the building anymore, the one who pressed charges, or doesn't work in Union City anymore. And was Raul fired? No. He still works in Union City in the Department of Parks, the same place these three women work. Now, why would this mayor protect a low-skilled worker working in Department of Parks? Oh, David, do you know?
Could he be related to someone?
Who?
Is it someone on the Board of Education?
Yes, he's related. In fact, his sister is the president of the Board of Education. Her name is Yadalia Janelle. Oh, now we connect the dots here. Now, this is so dirty, it's terrible. The last part of this article, during the early stages of the preliminary investigation, a person of interest has been identified. Now, here's the kicker here, David. And ladies and gentlemen, if any of you want to utilize this phone number in a peaceful, real manner, we are reporting a sex crime. Anyone with information regarding this matter or wishing to report a sex crime should call the Hudson County Prosecutor's Office Special Victims Unit at 201-915-1234. All information will be kept confidential. Is that the kicker? At the end of this article, if you know of a crime, call this number. And guess what? I called that number. I talked to the head of the Special Victims Unit 3 weeks ago. And actually, I didn't talk with him. I left a voicemail, and he hasn't called me back in 3 weeks.
Well, they kept it confidential. They took it to a whole nother level.
They kept it so confidential that they don't even bother to call back.
Right.
And so if anyone would like to help support these women, and that you can call that number, again, we're very specific on this. This is not calling for nothing. They need to investigate and help these three women. It's been over 3 months. How is it there's no article, not a single article? Journal News did not do, Jersey Journal did not do a single article about it.
None of
Hudson County View of John Hennis did not do a single article about it. And then HUD Post, worst of all, that's James DeSantos, the editor of that rag, refused to do an article about it. And even worse than that, ladies and gentlemen, I talked to James for over an hour about the sexual assault victims, what they say happened to them, retaliation. And he led me to believe he was going to do an article on it. And he also asked for some information, which I said, yes, I will get it to you. He said, but there's no rush because he's not going to publish till next week. And there's so much to the story, it will probably be a part 1 and a part 2. And I hadn't sent him the information in like 3 hours. And I look at his article is published. Doesn't say a word about the sexual assault victims. And he is so out of integrity, he makes Pravda vomit. And from what I've been told, Full Court Press, he's bought and sold by Mayor Stack. He's just a mouthpiece of the mayor. He won't publish anything that shows the truth about the mayor, sexual assault victims, machete crime. What did I do? A few weeks ago, there was a egregious, violent crime, a machete attack against the children of Union City, New Jersey, in broad daylight, right outside the high school. Guess how many publications, how many news media outlets published that story? And there was a leaked video that was out there. Who published that, full court?
Other than us, no one.
No one. It was it. They had it. They could have published it. They didn't. Oh, it's not news. Oh, we don't have evidence. You got a freaking video that shows in broad daylight people slashing at the children, the teenage children, with the machete, knocking them down on the ground. Sick.
And we corroborated the location and everything. It wasn't Union City. It was outside of the Jose Marti STEM Academy. So.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Full Court Press personally went there. I asked him to corroborate this. Some people were saying, oh, it wasn't outside the Jose Marti, M-A-R-T-I STEM Academy. He personally went there and did a video stream with me so he could verify that before he published. And it was, in fact, that place. So the rag newspaper, HUD Post, who presently, by the way, is attacking me. And I welcome it. You know, come on, buddy. And he's doing it through a puppet. He made a Facebook account for a puppet, ladies and gentlemen. James DeSantos of HUD Post, the most out of integrity so-called reporter and editor of a rag. It's crazy. And by the way, what did he say earlier today to you? Because you were talking with him, right?
Well, I told him, you're getting things started now with these games with the puppet, and their reply was, well, we have 20 times the amount of subs basically on Instagram, so it's going to be a long summer for you.
Right. And here's the kicker. I don't use Instagram. Good. He's got more subscribers on Instagram. YouTube and Facebook are my main platforms. I don't use Instagram. Will I? Thank you for the inspiration, James DeSantos. I will be using Instagram. And so with that, I want to share a couple more things here. And then we're gonna open this up for calls a little bit. I have a video I want to share with you, a compilation. And then I'm going to read another article to show how dirty that Hudson County Prosecutor Esther is. Not from my words, from another media outlet of all places. In fact, I think it's the Jersey Journal. This is when they used to actually report the truth before they were all paid off and bought off by Stack. And I want to read here. What do we have? Deb says, Leroy, they don't have integrity, and the people that allow this depravity don't have any either. Love what you do, Leroy. Thank you very much. And Cops R Us said, the merry-go-round of corruption never ends. And I mean, it's just absolutely blatantly incredible. And all right, so I'm going to share this video now. I have a video coming out next week, and it's going to be called something like Mayor Stack's unhinged, enraged, lunatic, sociopathic, narcissistic behavior, something along those lines. And what I did is I did some deep research, and I go way back to when he first got into politics, which is, I think, about 15 years old. And I saw the first article at 19 years old, when he admits in the article, after he allegedly threw or caused this older man, to be pushed down the stairs. He admits to the newspaper reporter his worst character flaw is his temper. At 19 years old, he admits that. And you're going to hear a compilation, about a minute, and I'm going to be including this in my commentary video. But I go year to year to year with all these newspaper articles about his temper. He allegedly choked someone. I've talked to that person who says he literally was being choked and possibly unalived by Brian Stack. And that same man accuses Mayor Stack of taking away the life of his father by choking his father. Again, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what the person has said. So let's check this video out, and I'll stop. And this is just a compilation. It starts off with this. You will hear him threatening one of his mistresses. I don't know even how the guy has any mistresses. Must be money. I don't know if he's paying for it or what. But the mistress here, and I bet she's a very sweet woman, he is threatening her and saying, "You don't know my temper." Now, how do we have this recording of Mayor Stack threatening one of his mistresses? Because Mayor Stack illegally had a police radio. If you're not a police officer, you can't have one. But he has this nasty habit of taking these radios home with him, or having a police car that has the radio in it and then using them and taking over the police department and barking orders at the police officers. It's completely illegal. So what happened? He was in the middle of a heated argument with one of his mistresses, named Miss Arcadia, and in the heat of rage, he accidentally hits the switch and transmits the argument over the police airwaves, which is public. Now it is public. None of my business. I don't care what he does in his personal life, but he made it public because he had an unlawful radio, and the idiot turned the switch on. So that starts this compilation up, and you're going to hear more. Let's hear it.
You don't know my temper. You don't know my temper. You don't know my temper. Get him out, Chief. Get him out. Get him out, Chief. Get him out. Get him out.
Now, I had just walked into Union City First to get a flyer and to ask the mayor if he would protect these 3 women from retaliation. He says, "Get him out, Chief. Get him out." Unlawfully removing from a building, which starts a riot.
Get your hands off me. I want some flyers.
And they all have their hands on me. Now, the chief of police did not unlawfully remove me. Stack wanted him to, but he didn't. Instead, this riot of people, literally, they all went hands on and they're pushing me out of the building. And full court press, you were there. What more can you add to that?
I mean, we were out exercising our rights in public. We went to ask him a question, and as soon as you walked in, he gave the order, "Get him out," and they all complied, other than the chief. And they started shoving you back, and you were retreating backwards until they all collectively pushed you out the door and caused you to fall onto the floor.
Right. Yep. And guess what? Did Mayor Stack, who is the commissioner of public safety, did he stop them from doing that?
No, I think he loved every minute of it. He
started the riot. He started it.
Yeah.
Get him out of here, Chief. Get him out of here. And by the way, did the chief who he witnessed this about the crime about to happen, he saw it happening and he left the building. What did he do?
From the building. He literally ran from the building. He ran to the corner. He got on the phone. I don't know who he was calling, but he ran away effectively.
Yep, absolutely. Now, I just put this on the screen. It says, "Leroy, this is from USA Patriot, you should try contacting News 12. And US Patriot, I'm glad you said that, because I did contact News 12. And I talked to their senior investigator. And when I told him about what happened to the 3 women, that they were sexually assaulted, that they've been retaliated against, that this is happening in Mayor Stack's Union City, New Jersey, you know what he told me? He told me, "There is no story there." He said, "I'm a serious investigative journalist. Unlike you YouTubers, it takes weeks and months to do a real investigation of a story." Well, I have news for you, buddy. I've been at this for over 6 months now. And you know what he said? "There's no story here. I'm not going to do anything with it. Maybe the general news desk will do something with it. But I'm not, I'm not going to, you don't have to contact me. I don't want you to contact me anymore. I'm not doing it." So bye, out of integrity person there. And I did contact the general's news desk. They never got back to me. So the corruption with Mayor Stack, they are terrified of him. And I'm here to expose him fully.
They don't want the smoke.
No. And I'm here to expose him fully. And I mean, there's so much that he's done illegally. It's insane. Pay to play, extortion, bribery. I got allegations, voter intimidation directly by him. And the list goes on and on. Harboring so many undocumented immigrants and knowing they're there in the basements, exceeding capacity, fire code capacity. He's putting lives in incredible danger there. It's terrible. So now watch this next piece, which, because the chief wouldn't take me out of the building or remove me and arrest me, the mayor, enraged, you're going to see this next, and some of you have seen the video, some of you haven't. he gets enraged and he says, screaming at the top of his lungs, publicly, there are like 15 cameras around capturing this. If you won't handle it, I'll handle it. Meaning I'm the it that he's referring to. And watch how enraged he becomes. Now, obviously, that is a threat toward me. What does that mean? To handle it. And why would that be considered a threat? Because Mayor Stack stupidly made a death threat inference when he was on speakerphone to someone in the county. And he called them, and he hadn't called him back for 2 weeks. The person said, left a message with Mayor Stack. 2 weeks later, Mayor Stack finally calls back. And the person is just busting his chops a bit and says, hey, Stack, you didn't call me back for 2 weeks. Like, who do you think? I'm Leroy and he's trying to get a hold of you? And just busting his chops. And Mayor Stack, I was told, became enraged. However, he didn't know he was on speakerphone. So what did he say? He supposedly said, if Leroy went to the county, he'd be laying next to Jimmy Hoffa. That's from a mayor, a state senator, and the head of the Judiciary Committee. Death threat to me.
Yep.
And then you're going to see his rage here. If you don't handle it, I handle it. What are you going to do, Stack? You're going to try to put me next to Jimmy Hoffa? I dare you. I'm not stopping. You can't intimidate me. Your threats mean nothing. They simply embolden me and embolden full court press.
Absolutely.
And my entire team. We're not stopping until you're completely exposed, indicted, and if found guilty by a jury of your peers, playing mahjong with Senator Bob Goldbar Menendez in a federal correction facility. Now check out this. Look at him. Look at that. Look at that face. He is enraged. And he is referring to me, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't handle it, I'll handle it. So what does that mean? You're going to try to get me next to Jimmy Hoffa, Stack? We'll see about that.
I wish.
Oh, go ahead. Cool.
I wish they would let him handle it. They all holding him back. He's running around trying to get past him and push him through. Like, let him handle it. Let him out.
Tell him what happened. So he's got 50 people between him and me. I'm there taking the video, and he's over there screaming, you can handle it, I'll handle it. But he's got 50 people between him and I. What happens later when the crowd's gone and I was peacefully recording, the end of that event? What did he do?
With all the people there, he's going berserk. He's trying to get at you like a rabid dog. And 5 minutes later, or however long it was, a few moments later, when they're not all there and there's nothing but air and opportunity, and he stands at the door, and we're standing 10 yards away with the clear line of sight, clear path, nobody in the way. He calls the police over and says, "Get him out of here! He's harassing me."
And he said to me, don't. He goes, no,
Stop
he talks like that. Don't harass me. Stop harassing me. Stop harassing me. We were harassing you. We were documenting your out of control, insane, malevolent, evil, angry behavior. That's what we were doing there.
And you know what? You said to him, "What are you doing, Stack? What are you doing? What are you doing here?" And that's what he's like. He's harassing me.
Yeah. Standing is harassing, I guess, if you're Leroy Truth.
You're continuing. It's harassment.
Yeah.
19 Sergeant Central. 19 Sergeant.
Now here's more of the recording of him making the threat at his mistress. He was upset because some other guy touched Orchidia. I don't know, maybe she was in a shopping center and some guy went to get some rutabagas and accidentally, his hand touched her shoulder. I don't know.
Grazed her fingernail.
Right. Oops. Listen to this.
Shared with him how I felt about you. Open mic.
He says open mic. So a police dispatcher is saying, without saying Mayor Stack's name, you got an open mic and you're having an argument here.
Oh, because a man knows you a long time, they have their freedom? How many other men do you allow to touch you like that on video?
Open mic on pizza.
You don't know my temper. I'm so disappointed in you. I really am. Everything's a joke. Everything I talk to you about goes in one ear and out the other. Nothing's ever going to change. Nothing.
So what do you have to say? What would you share about that full court?
I mean, apparently it was someone who he shared his feelings about her with and rubbed her finger. I mean, it came out of his own mouth. He touched her finger. I don't know.
All right. Well, maybe you weren't fulfilling her, Stack. Maybe you weren't satisfying her. You're too busy focused on corruption instead of making love to your mistress here.
Temper.
Yeah. So crazy. And then here we go. Now I'm at another meeting, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm attempting to protect these three women. And I spoke at the meeting, and he ends up calling me an idiot. What did I say to him and the others, the city commissioners? That these women are being retaliated against, and they need protection. And he's the boss. He can fire Alicia Morahan, the woman who's protecting him, retaliating against the women like this. And by the way, Alicia Morahan is a whole big, happy, incestuous family here. Allegedly used to be an ex-girlfriend of Senator Bob Menendez as well. And so, plus, I heard she was a go-go dancer. Some sources allegedly said that as well. God bless her if that was the case. Now, listen to this.
Idiot. Go right ahead. Make sure you get that on camera.
Oh, I sure did. Now, so he called me an idiot. You don't do that. Head of the Judiciary Committee, you don't talk like that to people trying to protect three women from sexual assault and retaliation. Now, here's a woman named Victorina Salvatore. She bravely came forward to me because she had her apartment building broken into on the command of Alex Velasquez, one of the other major low-life people in Brian Stack's orbit, who's the department, he's in charge of the Department of Health. And he unlawfully told police to go break into her place because there was an erroneous call that there was no heat. It was in October. It was not freezing. There were no extenuating circumstances. The temperature in the building was 68 degrees. But Alex Velasquez demanded the police go into there and break open doors to find the boiler. They had no right to go into a private building. There was no extenuating circumstances. So this is one of the managing owners of this apartment building. Listen to what happened in her own words. And what happens is they broke into her building. She has it all on security camera. And they never fixed it, by the way. And it was a completely false claim that there was no heat. So she protested that. And Alex Velasquez swore at her, screamed at her, yelled at her, hung up on her. She then called Brian Stack personally to complain about Alex and him demanding the people go in there and destroy her place. And what did Mayor Stack do? He's screaming and yelling and threatening her, and he hangs up. He doesn't show that face to the people at large, but that's the real Brian. The people at large know the turkey guy. He's the turkey guy. He's the free rent guy. He's the guy that you call me anytime on my public cell number at 201-376. Now, what's the rest of it? I think 1942 probably. And I'll call it, guaranteed to call you. He wants your votes. He knows how to manipulate people, but this is the real him. So listen to how Victorina Salvatore describes Mayor Stack.
As a result of my experience with Brian Stack over the phone, again, yelling, the cursing at me and bad-mouthing me, I thought it was my responsibility to bring his behavior forward with the ethics committee.
You don't know my temper. You don't know my temper. You don't know my temper. You don't know my temper.
So that's just a little tiny snippet, and I'll be sharing more details in an upcoming video next week. I'll be sharing newspaper articles. The guy is a sick bleep. And let's see what it says here. USA Patriot. Stack is a joke. He wants to go through 50 people to get to you, Leroy Truth, but he won't do anything when there's no one between both of you. Exactly. No, he's a coward. And also, why would he resort to physical violence? And by the way, he's also threatened with other mayors, Mayor Turner of Weehawken, New Jersey, and Mayor Series of West New York, New Jersey. And after I played that recording at one of the city commissioner meetings, he said to them after the meeting, if I had mentioned anything, not about his mistress, but about his girlfriend too, he would have jumped over the table and went at me. This is what he says, behind closed doors. So Mayor Stack, if you really want it out, I highly suggest you just get help. that we're here peacefully. I'm here peacefully. Peace and love to simply expose the over 1,834 allegations I have against you right now. That's it. And you want to fight? Fight yourself. No, I'm not interested in fighting with you. I'm interested in exposing you. Anything to add to that, full court?
Yeah, we're always peaceful. The assaults always come from his administration or their worshippers, and the general people. That when they talk about Stack, when they have things to say about him, they always want to talk. They don't want to be on camera. They want to talk under the condition of anonymity because they're always fearful of him because of his behavior and because of the way he retaliates or has people retaliate for him. They're afraid. The common theme is fear from the people in Union City. They don't like things. They want to come forward, but they're not willing to because there's fear, genuine fear.
And this is something, ladies and gentlemen, that these last 2 days, when full court press was there, myself, Scalzo Photo, the Angry Vet, make sure to subscribe to the Angry Vet, and we talked to dozens and dozens of people in Union City on Monday and Tuesday. And as full court press said, the common theme was they are terrified. They are afraid of retaliation. They give us stories, but they are so afraid of coming forward. And they'll thank me and they'll say, thank you for standing up for us. We need a voice. Thank you, full court press, for standing up for us. We need a voice. And however, I tell them, how you're describing the political office holder here, Mayor Brian Stack, that's how you describe a despot, a dictator in a communist government.
Yeah.
Fidel Castro, not in the United States of America. No one should be afraid of a mayor in the United States of America. But guess what, full court, as you know, business owners, landlords, real estate developers, regular residents, city workers, police officers, many of them are terrified of Mayor Stack because this is how he runs the government. As a dictatorship, he retaliates against people. For Victorina, you know what happened, full court and everyone, after Victorina complained about her place being unlawfully broken into and destroyed, her apartment building, on a false complaint of no heat. Then the health inspector started coming. Alex Velasquez, he's the head of the health inspectors. Then the building inspectors start coming. Violation.
Yeah.
They've weaponized the Union City government against people. And so what's my purpose here? To expose it and to end the communist Fidel Castro-like dictatorship of Mayor Brian Stack once and for all, through peaceful, through legal ways. Anything to add to that, full court?
Yeah, that's the goal. And the reason why he's so frustrated is because he wants to stop us, but because we're always lawful and peaceful, there's nothing he can do.
No, as you know, he is trying to arrest me every time I go now. Every time I go, this has been going on for months. And there have been, ladies and gentlemen, 17 police officers, at least that I know of, who were directly told to unlawfully arrest me, who defied the unlawful orders because they are, like Brian from Here's the Deal says, there's two types of people. There's moralists and there's conformists. A conformist will do whatever they are told, regardless of what is right. A moralist will do whatever is right, regardless of what is told.
Right.
And it all started with Detective George Haber, and there's many others, and Sergeant Rodriguez, and many others. And they did what most police officers wouldn't do in most places. I mean, this is not normal for most places. If you have a mayor demanding that one of his, it's not really his, but one of the police officers in the town arrest someone, no questions asked. A lot of times they will. But every single time, for now over 6 months, the good police officers in Union City have defied unlawful orders. And so that's a big deal here. So I'm going to share one more thing, then I'm going to open up the phones. And this is an article when the Jersey Journal used to report, and they did a great job. They got, I know Ron, the editor, he's awesome when he reports the full news and not stops at the borders of Union City. So here's an article I want to share with you about Esther Suarez, and it shows you how dirty she is. And you know what? She was given as a Senator Bob Menendez because Esther Suarez did him a favor and helped a friend get out of some legal trouble. He recommended her to be the New Jersey state attorney for the federal government, Biden administration. And guess what? They rejected her. They looked at her past. They did a search on her. It was a mess. They said, no way. This woman's dirty. And
Yeah.
what did Phil Murphy do?
They flopped another sexual assault case.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, Phil Murphy, one of his campaign workers, allegedly raped another worker, a female named Katie Brennan. You can look this up in the news, Katie Brennan. And what happened when Katie Brennan came forward, and she also worked for Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey? She was retaliated against. Esther Suarez allegedly covered up the investigation, and the guy got away with it if he in fact did it. And Phil Murphy was all part of that, the governor. And so watch this. I'm gonna share this with you here, and this is. And let me know if you can see it. Full court press. You got it there. And Scalzo, good. Thank you, Scalzo. Biden rejected Hudson prosecutor Esther Suarez. Here's why Governor Murphy didn't. And this is when. Oh, this is Jersey Journal. It's on NJ.com. And this is a great article. Hudson County prosecutor Esther Suarez has a long history working with New Jersey's most corrupt political machines. It's official now. This is from Tom Moran. Oh, this is Star Ledger. I think this is the largest paper in New Jersey. It's official now. Hudson County prosecutor Esther Suarez, who won't protect those 3 women in Union City, but protects the one in Jersey City, is known among the corrupt dirtbags of New Jersey as a friend and ally, a person who can be trusted to look the other way. Ladies and gentlemen, she's still prosecutor. Sorry, but there is no other way to read the indictment of Senator Bob Menendez. She was in the indictment. It's there in black and white, starting on page 27. When Menendez went shopping to find a prosecutor to go easy on bank fraud charges against his co-conspirator, the mega developer Fred Davies, who's been on ABC News, I believe, he was told by Davies that Suarez would be a great choice. Menendez responded, the indictment says, by offering her name to the White House as the next U.S. attorney for New Jersey, which would make her the state's chief watchdog against corruption. You know what? And of course, they have a heartburn medication here too. And add, you better have something because any regular human being would get heartburn seeing this incredible corruption. How apropos. There's such pay to play here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, you help my friend here. No indictment there. I'll offer you a job in the federal government, said Bob Menendez, senator, now under indictment himself. Another indictment. The indictment doesn't name Suarez, but the pieces all fit snugly. Several sources told me at the time that Suarez had 2 interviews at the White House after Menendez recommended her. And NBC News just confirmed through several sources that the indictment was indeed referring to Suarez. The White House rejected her, the indictment says, after a series of news reports critical of her ethics were published. How do I know her ethics are shite? Because Mayor Stack appointed her. Shite flows downstream. The cliche goes, starts with Stack, and it keeps on going downhill. I can tell you all about those because I wrote them after getting a flood of calls from lawyers and political players who were horrified at the prospect of her becoming U.S. attorney. After digging into it, I understood. Suarez was a functionary of the state's most corrupt machines for years, starting with Bergen County, where she was chief counsel, the right hand to Chairman Joe Fierro, who later, of course, landed in prison. Surprise, surprise, Gomer Pyle. She moved next to Hudson County, ground zero for Jersey corruption. And Union City is in Hudson County. And by the way, who's the full court press? Who is the state senator of Hudson County, 33rd District?
That would be Brian Stack.
Bingo. It is considered the most corrupt county in the nation. And so ground zero for Jersey corruption, and was soon fined for hiding the identity. So she was fined. Esther Suarez was fined for hiding the identity of donors to a political fund she helped control. Yet she's the prosecutor yet. Then she bungled the investigation into Katie Brennan's charge that one of Governor Phil Murphy's senior campaign aides had raped her during the 2017 campaign. Suarez later admitted that she knew the accused personally, but she didn't transfer the case as she should have, claiming she had no idea her staff was investigating it. A lie. Later, her own people leaked copies of emails she received that described every detail. She's got to be locked up. Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. And ask yourself, if a senior aide to the governor is accused of rape and your staff is investigating, is it remotely plausible that no one popped into her office to talk it over? In the end, no one was charged. A man got away with rape, again, because of Esther Suarez. And she's trying to do the same garbage with these three women who bravely came forward. You know how much guts it takes to come forward? I'm a sexual assault survivor as well. I was sexually assaulted and abused by a Catholic priest for 4 years, from age 7 to age 11. And I've been working for over 33 years to get justice. I finally had a deposition a month ago, as I've been suing the Catholic Church. When I first came forward, I was the first person from that church to come forward, called Holy Cross Catholic Church in South Central New York, about an hour and a half from New York City. When I first came forward in 2002 about what that priest did to me, named Father George Boxelaar from Holland, 24 men immediately came forward after I came forward. And I was front page of a newspaper at that point. And it takes courage for those women to come forward. And others have come forward, but they're afraid of retaliation because the three women have been getting retaliated against. Continuing. It's been clear to me that this prosecutor has long protected the interests of powerful men over the people of New Jersey. I'm going to say that again. It's been clear to me that this prosecutor has long protected the interests of powerful men over the people of New Jersey. Brennan told me this week. Loyalty reigns supreme in Hudson County and much of New Jersey, and political loyalty above you and I, ladies and gentlemen, is ground zero in Brian Stack's Hudson County. And there is little incentive to hold people accountable, and that's even more difficult when they're your friends. She stinks to high heaven. Hudson Suarez, possibly the biggest criminal prosecutor in the United States of America. All this stinks set off alarms at the White House, but not in New Jersey, because it's like skunks. Skunks don't smell each other, but if you or I smell a skunk, and the Biden White House, they smelled the skunk. Set off alarm bells, boom, they rejected her flat out. Are you crazy? Why did you even bring her up to us? I heard that people were livid at the White House, that she was even considered because she was so dirty. However, because skunks can't smell each other, Murphy renominated Suarez to a fresh 5-year term as Hudson prosecutor. And surprise, surprise, Gomer Pyle, Phil Murphy refused to discuss why he did that, which is how he rolls. No transparency. They don't represent us. You and I know. They represent themselves and their special interests. And they are their special interests. But it's pretty clear why he did this, because there's no other explanation. He didn't want to mess with the Hudson County machine, because Hudson County machine and Brian Stack, Hudson County delivers the governors. If you win Hudson County, you win the governorship. When Chris Christie was running, he is a Republican. Brian Stack is a lifelong Democrat. Suddenly, inexplicably, full court, listen to this. He being Brian Stack, suddenly endorses Chris Christie. The political machine was going crazy.
Endorsed and campaigned very hard for.
Right. Endorsed him and campaigned very hard. And it made no sense. It made absolutely no sense until you hear what my insiders told me. They allege that Chris Christie at the time, he was the state attorney general of New Jersey. He was going after and investigated Brian Stack. And allegedly he found so much criminality, it was crazy. Now we have a little leverage, Chris Christie allegedly said. So he approached Stack. He said, listen, I can indict you, or you could deliver Hudson County votes to me, which will make me governor, and bye-bye, this American indictable pie. Well, Brian Stack didn't want to go to jail. So inexplicably, but now we know why, explicably, he crossed the party lines and he became a bulldog for Chris Christie. Probably the worst governor in the country, next to Governor Phil Murphy. I mean, dirty, dirty, dirty stuff. And so with that, anything to add before? I'm going to open up the lines, Scalzo, now. And let's see if, anyone wants to call in and share anything about what we've gone over today. And if anyone can find the phone number for the mayor's office and the Hudson County Prosecutor's office so they can peacefully petition the government, then put it in the chat there. Yeah, always peacefully, always peacefully. And there's the phone number there. And we are live at 305-707-8325. And 305-707-8325. You like to comment on anything I've shared, or anything Full Court Press has shared, anything I've read, anything on the video. And Marco Navarro, welcome, welcome. Another amazing freedom fighter. I appreciate you, Marco Navarro. You're an amazing, amazing guy.
Marco.
And he's running for office as well in Bogota. And so anyone in Bogota, he'd be awesome. Vote for him, vote for him, vote for him. And just give a couple minutes in case anyone wants to call in. 305-707-8325. And also, let's see if we can get the phone number for the Union City Mayor's office here. And if anyone can get the phone number for the Hudson County Prosecutor's office as well. Put it in the chat there. And here's the Union City Mayor's office number here. 201-348-5757. Give it another minute. And lines are open in case anyone wants to call in. 305-707-8325. And Deb Anderson wrote, Marco, feds can't be trusted either. It's a challenge with people. And here's the thing, and I'm going to state this clearly for the record, because by the way, I know Esther Suarez is watching this video. If not now, she will be later. I know Mayor Stack is watching this video. Thank you, Rob. Hudson County Prosecutor's office is 201-795-6400. If you'd like to petition the government and share anything here. And if you see anything that seems incongruent, like why would she not protect 3 city workers who claim sexual assault by a city worker, but protect an unknown person in Jersey City? And so it's really, really bad. But here's the thing. I know there are good people in Hudson County Prosecutor's office. I know there's some bad people, but I also know there are good people. I know there are some good people in the FBI. I know it. Everyone is not dirty. And so I connect and I reach out to them because there are people who do work in integrity. They work in a really flawed system. But there are brave people that do come forward and do the right thing. So Hudson County Prosecutor's office, I'm asking you, for the good people there that hear this, or if you know someone in there, please contact the good attorneys, the good district attorneys, assistant district attorneys, there, and have them help the 3 women. And the FBI as well. And I know there's many good men and women in the FBI. Contact me and contact the women. Do a full investigation of Mayor Stack. You started to once. There was an FBI raid a few years ago in Union City. No. But it wasn't completed for some reason. And Mayor Stack, by the way, got a heads up that the FBI raid was coming last time, Full Court Press. And he got a heads up. And I heard that huge volumes of papers and boxes were taken out the day before the FBI raid.
I'm sure.
So someone leaked it. Next time it happens, Stack, you're not going to get a tip. So, all right. So with that, we're going to end for today. And what words of wisdom would you share, Full Court Press, before we go?
What words of wisdom? To the people of Union City, it's your government. These are your fellow citizens that are being affected by Brian Stack's lack of doing his job, right, to protect the women. This could be your mother, your sister, your cousin, your friend, your coworker, or even you. Support the people. Don't blindly follow a mayor who is part of the machine, essentially, is the machine, and part of the machine, that we all know that it's an open secret that politics in Hudson County are dirty, politicians are dirty. So you use your head and think, is it more likely that the government is hiding their corruption, or is it more likely that we're trying to expose the truth and protect the women? Think for yourself. Don't follow them blindly. That's all I can say. Support your fellow citizens of Union City.
Right. And here's one last thing, too, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact is, if Mayor Stack had done nothing wrong, why would he try so hard for over 6 months to get me to stop investigating him? And why would he try so hard for 6 months to get me arrested? As if arresting is going to do anything. It's not. You know, it's just going to make me even stronger.
Give you some
I'm not looking to get arrested, but if you do, I go, I get booked, I get out, I keep going. What did you say, full court?
It's only going to give you some street cred.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah. So I want a mugshot like Trump has.
Yeah. Like activists have.
Right. And I'm not political as far as I'm not supporting Trump or Biden or any of them. But that mugshot certainly helped him out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for spending some time with myself, Full Court Press, Full Court Press NB. Please subscribe to Full Court Press NB YouTube channel. And he's a man of high integrity. His son also does First Amendment activism and auditing. He does a great job, and I want him to come with us at some point. Go ahead.
Shout out to that Jersey guy, man. He's getting involved, and that's what we need more of too. Young people, 19, 20, 21, 20 in the low 20s, get involved with your community, get involved with activism. Bring your cameras out, man. Hold our public officials accountable and transparent government.
Absolutely. And that Jersey guy, right, is the name of his YouTube channel?
Yeah, that Jersey.
By the way, I don't know if John Bender is still here. He's from North Bergen. That Jersey guy, his son, you're 19 years old, right?
Yeah.
He went and did an audit, First Amendment audit of North Bergen, New Jersey Town Hall. And they passed with flying colors because they have Mayor Nick Sacco. Awesome mayor. They have people like Captain George Raposo. They have an exceptional chief of police there, an exceptional police commissioner. And they respected him. They respected his rights. They didn't mess with him like they did with me when I went to Union City, New Jersey on December 1st, myself and Good Guy Activism. We went there. What did they do? Did they do what Mayor Sacco and the people of North Bergen did, which honored and respected the First Amendment rights of that Jersey guy? No. They called 911 on us, and that's why we're here right now. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each of you. Thank you so much. And also, I want to thank my producer, my very good friend, Scalzo Photo. He's subscribed as well. And he's an extraordinary photographer, videographer. If you need video editing done, photography, videography, contact him. And you can contact him through his YouTube there. And what's your Gmail? Yes. So you can go to the website. His information's there. Also, scalzophotovideo@gmail.com. But God bless you all. I have lots of videos coming out. We went Monday and Tuesday and observed peacefully the primary election. And it was crazy. I think it was a record for how many times people called the police on us in Union City in a single day.
Yeah.
And I got to say, every single time they called the police on us, they respected our rights and they educated the people who were trying to get us arrested. I mean, they did an awesome job. Every single person, Lieutenant Chasmer, Beto, the list goes on and on. They were awesome. So, proof's in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen, because some people can say, oh, all cops are bad. They're not. I don't believe that at all. Proof's in the pudding, though. If a police officer says they're good and they violate your rights, well, they're not. But if they say they won't violate your rights and they don't, when they've been told to again and again, that's an example for every other police officer, every other police department in the United States of America. So with that, we're out of here. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for much more. God bless you all. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed to Full Court Press, Scalzo Photo, That's Full Court Press NB, Skeletal Photo, and Leroy Truth Investigations. God bless you all.
Bless you. Thanks, Leroy.